Alright, so I'm back with another reaction video, man. This is the Lapeef Let's Talk show. And I'm gonna just be honest, the title is what caught me, you know what I'm saying? Cause I say this all the time. So I'm pretty sure it's probably Anton that said this statement, you know what I'm saying? Cause he tend to, you know what I'm saying, say the more radical things on the show that make more sense than being outlandish. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump straight into the clip, man.
Anton, I agree with you. Like, you're saying the same thing about women, but it's going to happen.
Well, here's the question, Q. Because again, JR asked the question about when you're in a relationship or something like that, right? When you jump in a relationship, are you removing all of them thirst trap pictures that y'all got up there?
If he wants me to, I will. I've done it before.
All page is a thirst trap.
Wait, can I
Are you deleting your Instagram?
I'm not deleting my Instagram, but I personally have.
I'm being sarcastic in that Logic said every picture up there is a thirst trap, so are y'all basically deleting everything?
He didn't think so. I was doing a whole facial. I'm guessing that's a whole thirst trap too. I guess me doing a whole detox deluxe facial is a thirst trap, but it's subjective. But if my man wants me to take down pictures, I will do it. I have done it before because of his job. But the other guys I dated, they didn't care, like, because they know me and how their Instagram is. They don't really care about that. I'll ask questions regarding that. Like, if they feel away, they feel away.
All right, so that takes me right into my next question. Before you guys say too much on it, is it an insecurity if your partner tell you to ease up off those pics? Is it an insecurity if your partner tell you to ease up off those pics?
Before anybody answer, I hate when people do this. People like to call people insecure when you're doing something that they deem disrespectful or they deem is too much for them. Like, especially, it mostly happens from, you know what I'm saying, from female to male, where it's like a woman telling a man that he's insecure because he don't like the way she dressed or the things that she put on social media. And it's funny to me because women like to push this whole respect my boundaries bullshit, right? But when a man is setting those boundaries, like, hey, you know what I'm saying, hey, just to let you know, I don't feel comfortable with you dressing like that. I don't feel comfortable with the way you carry yourself on social media. You know what I'm saying? They go straight into your insecurities and say, oh, well, a real man wouldn't have a problem with this. A man that's secure in himself wouldn't have a problem with this. But you eating up the attention though. You know what I'm saying? Like, a woman that's secure in herself wouldn't have to do that. But it's like one of them things where I feel like as men, we done got so soft in terms of letting that type of shit slide. Stop that bullshit. Stop letting people gaslight you into thinking you're insecure. No, if you're not cool with some fuck shit, don't be cool with it. Don't let them gaslight you into thinking that you insecure because you set a boundary. No.
I think it really just depends on how the scale of appropriate the pics are. If they're like on the line, then it could be seen as insecurity. Like if they're time and place, if they are, you know, tasteful, it can be seen as insecurity. But if they're obviously like, it's no different than like the way that I used to dress and the way that I dress now. There are ways that I dress, you know, different when you're in a relationship versus when you're single. That's just kind of how it is. So you kind of manage your social media in the same way. Like sometimes some of those really thirst trap pictures you used to post, you know, may not post all three of those, and you'll just post the one straight front on one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that is the best way to like mitigate it. But again, it all depends on the comfort of your partner, and y'all got to make like, you know, concessions. Like you can't go, you need to delete your Instagram page. Like, listen, we're not doing that. So we got to find like some kind of other like.
Why do you dress different in and on if you're in a relationship or not? I'm just curious. I don't have any judgment whatsoever. I'm just curious. Why do y'all dress different if you're in a relationship or not?
Because I don't want as much attention. I just don't even want to deal with it. So those types of way the stuff that I used to wear when I was single, I just wear when I'm out with him. But if I'm not out with him, then I'll do a little bit less, just so I'm, you know, let's give the available women some opportunity anyway, you know?
I don't agree upon that. I agree what you were talking about when you scale back when your relationship regarding taking pictures and stuff like that. And as I said, it's just depending on the person, the comfort of that person, or what he likes. But will I delete my Instagram? Yeah, shoot, that's social media. That doesn't mean nothing to me. Regarding that topic, I have had one of my exes say, "Hey, take your pictures down." I was okay with it, and I archived them. He didn't want me pictures by myself. He said he only wanted pictures that with my family. He didn't want any pictures with makeup on. He was very demanding. Yeah, he was so controlling on that aspect. But I was okay with it. But I was okay with that though. Like I'm understanding on that, like regarding his job and everything. So I was okay.
Man, I'm gonna tell you this. I would never tell a woman to take some pictures down. I would never. I'm not even focused. I don't even have that much time to really be figuring out what she got going on and what she's doing on Instagram. If you move a certain way, then that woman should automatically understand how you move. Now there are some exceptions. Now, if you had this big corporate job and you just, like you up there in the ranks, she should naturally understand that in most cases, and that she should just fall in line. She knows she's not going to be posting stuff up there like that. I mean, because she understands how you move. So men, I understand that the women are saying that it's okay, but in my opinion, I'm not going to tell a woman like to take a picture down. I think it's a red flag for men. I think that most women, there are some exceptions, but most women will view that as being weak and insecure, and you're not comfortable. Being a man that you're supposed to be. That's just my opinion. What are you guys' thoughts?
I think it's levels to it. I think if I'm just smashing, I don't give a fuck. If we dating, I still don't care, but you know what? I might be a little concerned. And then if I'm married, then she definitely not gonna have that because she represent me at that point. And if we got kids, she represent our kids. So I don't understand it. I think the marriage part with kids, that's the only point that I get to where I really care. Because all these kids got social media now. And I can't just have my son or my daughter sitting here looking at their moms on IG like that. And they friends possibly finding their moms and their dad on IG like that. So that's the levels that I have, my 3 stages.
All right. Let me just get my piece on what a few of them said. First off, what the sister Kayla said, I think just to be thirst trapping in general, you know what I'm saying? It's to me that shows insecurity on the woman's part. You know what I'm saying? Because you obviously trying to get some type of attention and validation. You know what I'm saying? Well, scripturally, you know what I'm saying? It tells our sisters that they supposed to be modest. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, when you posting thirst traps or you dress in a certain way when you go out, you get a certain type of energy when you dress a certain type of way. So, especially you look at, you know what I'm saying? Most of our sisters, they complain about men only wanting sex from them, but you posting thirst traps and you dressing a little immodest when you going outside. You know what I'm saying? So the energy that you about to receive is, I kind of see what you're working with, and I'm kind of trying to see what it's talking about. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times you looking at these thirst trap type of situations where you feel like, okay, if I'm in a relationship, I tone it down. You shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. You know what I'm saying? If you comfortable in yourself, you know what I'm saying? 9 out of 10, most of the women that I know that are married, they wasn't really moving like that. To be honest, they wasn't really posting thirst traps like that. Just being honest. Those are the ones that just people be sticking and moving. It is what it is. And what Lapeef said, you know what I'm saying? What JR said, I feel like that's kind of like the rhetoric that most women say, you know what I'm saying? For a man to tell a woman to take a post down, is showing a level of insecurity, or that he got too much time on his hands, you know what I'm saying? Well, I feel like this is where we kind of lost control of the community, because thirst traps wouldn't have been a thing if men was in control of the community. It is what it is. Because most men would have been telling their daughters, like, put some goddamn clothes on. It is what it is. So we got into this mode where we allowed all these things to slide. So now we have to become comfortable with the shit that we supposed to be uncomfortable with. So it's like we looking at this shit, we we in turn told the men that we're insecure because we feel some type of way about it going on, when most of the time when you having a feeling like that, it's something that's bothering you in your spirit. Your spirit knows it's wrong. Believe that. Don't let nobody gaslight you to say, oh nah, you insecure. No, you're not insecure. She need to put some goddamn clothes on. She need to start being a little bit more modest on these social media sites. It is what it is. Because the reason why people have an issue with it, because you're getting sexual attention. You're not getting, hey, I want to marry you. That's not what you're getting on these social media sites. It's, okay, you know what I'm saying? She working with a little something. Okay, I'm gonna like this picture. You know, it is what it is. That's what it is. When you talk about thirst traps, that's what it's talking about. It's talking about you are catering to people's lust. It is what it is.
Hey, Logic, I want to bring this up because there was someone singing out there with Nicki Minaj refusing to do certain songs now because she's a parent. So that was her decision. She's the breadwinner in the house, and that was her decision to make. So she automatically knew that when she became a mother, that she was supposed to move accordingly. So if you have a woman that's out there that doesn't realize where she is in her life, then it makes me question, what else is she doing?
I gotta do a little pushback on that from JR. If you know that it's wrong when you have a child, you know that it was out of order before you had the child. That kind of go into the Cardi B thing where she damn near broke her neck trying to get to her phone to turn WAP off when her daughter walked in the room. If you know that you don't want your daughter listening to this shit, don't rap that shit. Why did you make it into? Why did you lay it down on the track? If you knew it was wrong, why are you participating in it? It is what it is. Our sisters know that what they be doing be some bullshit. Most people know when they doing something wrong. At the end of the day, you cool with pushing some bullshit out to the masses, you know what I'm saying, but you don't want your children to see it. Stop that bullshit. I said the same thing about Young Jeezy. You were telling everybody else, sons, the trap or die. While you teaching your son to get an education in real estate properties and investments. Stop the fuck shit, man. You know when something's wrong. Stop doing the wrong shit because you getting paid.
Inside of her life, that's restless. Yeah. So if you can't figure that out, to me it's gonna be too much energy on trying to train. If you got to train on that, you got to train on a lot of other things too as well. I can only imagine. That's
just life, bro. That's just life. You're gonna have to train them regardless.
You got to put into, molding her. Damn, I've been telling this over and over and over again. You still doing shit. It's too much energy for me. It's like
that's life, bro. That's life.
Women are like children in a lot of ways. They need to be trained.
Bring it out, Anton.
They need to be molded.
Bring it out.
I've trained and molded my chick, and I'm still training her and molding her accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And smart women seek wise counsel, and wise counsel is often their husbands.
That's a fact.
When my chick is about to go out, a lot of times obviously 99% of the time she already understand how it is that she's supposed to move, because like Logic said, and I think that Logic was 100% correct. I don't disagree with not one thing that he said. You are an extension of me. You are the representation of my brand, right? And so she moves accordingly. If we want to take a more famous example, I think that the most dope, savvy, awesome chick that I have the most respect for, just because of what it is that she dresses like, she don't even open her mouth. We don't even know what her voice is half the time. It's Savannah James. I think that she's a tier above all of these women out here. And so if you want a certain level...
Man, listen, Anton be dropping bars. I don't know if he know that what he just said is biblical, but it is. When you go to Numbers chapter 30, it show you that women are like children when it comes to, you go from your father's house to your husband's house. The same authority that your father had over the woman, it's the same authority that her husband got over her. So it got to be a level of control. It has to be a level of molding. It got to be a level of teaching. And some of the brothers that taught me, that was one of the main things they were trying to get across. Your first student is your wife. If you can't teach your wife, if you can't get your wife to understand how she's supposed to be moving, how can you teach other people? The person that's the closest to you, how can you not get her to understand? How can you not mold her mind to understand how she's supposed to be moving, how to conduct herself? So, hey man, that's a lot. Hey, a lot of the stuff they be saying is biblical. Even when you go to 1 Corinthians 11, 14, 30, 34, you know what I'm saying? It said if the woman wants to learn anything, let her ask her husband at home. So that whole wise counsel thing, that's how it's supposed to go. And that's what when women look up to me and they say they want to learn something, that's what they usually talking about. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to teach your wife, and especially if she know more than you, that's gonna be a struggle because she gonna feel like you can't say shit to her. But you know, it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. This was a good ass video, man. I like, you know what I'm saying, it was different perspectives on there, man. Everybody wasn't agreeing with each other. So, you know what I'm saying, that makes it for a better conversation, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I'm out.